everybody, beautiful people. What's up, what's up, what's up, Dada fam? How you doing? So today we're back again with another Showmentary on our favorite show of the week. Put a ring on it. This time is a review for the episode 9 of season 3, titled Step Up or Step Aside. So the episode pick up right where it left off last week. So it's like a catch up on the dates and everything that happened with the couples. So we go first with Charlena. So Charlena says she's not going on another date with Chris, which was the date from last week. And the reason that she gives is that she's scared to disrupt her relationship with Otis. Basically, she doesn't want to ruffle any of his feathers, which I think isn't fair because she should just do what she wants because it's part of the process. So, and then she goes further on to explain that it's more or less not so for, she's not doing this for him, but mainly for her because she has respect for herself. And kind of like she's saying that she wants to, if, from what I'm gathering, she's saying that if she wants to leave him, she doesn't want to leave him for another man, but she wants to leave him because she just wants to leave him for herself, kind of like to regroup and take time to heal. That's how I understood it, which is a good reason because most of the time, most women, they be leaving a dude just to be with another dude. And I come to find out that relationship doesn't last because you didn't get enough time to recover, being on your own, mourning the loss of that relationship, and just rediscovering yourself again, right? So that also brings out an interesting conversation because from what Charlena says, Otis it's just got a brick in his head. He deducts from that he thinks that Charlena came across as weak because of the way Chris conducted himself towards her during the date because he appreciated her dress and was also very forward by saying that, asking her basically what is he going to take from him to take her away from her man. So of course, Charlene was very offended by that. You know, they already have communication issues. So anything that is going to say like that, she would see it as a direct attack to her character, and automatically her defense wall will go up, which is exactly what happened. And he brought on the topic of the fact that women can be friends with men, but men can't. Which it was funny to me because all the men started laughing when he said that, which I think they agreed. You know the saying in French, qui ne dit rien consent. Yeah, they were all kikikiki and laughing, not really saying anything. But I think deep down they kind of knew because as women, we don't we are very good at setting boundaries for ourselves when it comes to relationships, not just sentimental relationship or relationship with our lovers, but also relationship with our friends. And we're very good at compartmentalizing. Whereas men, not so much. They kind of like act first and then think later. So yeah, I see the point when it comes to that topic. And Shay was all over Alfonso when that came up because she was kind of making the point that yeah, hence the girls that he communicate with, they're not really his friends. Which I agree because looking at all this, he say he ain't got none. So if you don't have any female friends, why do you talk to so many women? And why do you call them your friends if you're not cheating with them or flirting with them? Confusing. But anywho, so we move on to the date for this week. So Fonzo and Shay, they will have some new dates. Shorty is still going on a date with Tavy, which I predicted last week. Pretty obvious because they're really feeling each other. And Kenneth this week is going to have a one-on-one session with Dr. Nicole. When it comes to Charlene and Otis, they're going to have to work on themselves by making a list about what they want from each other. Kind of like what each single one of them has to do to get closer to each other. So these are the tasks that are set for this week, right? So we let's go on and talk about Shay and Fonzo dates. They go on a date this week. So the approach with Shay is this week she's gonna try. I think she gave it a good try, child, but she couldn't. She's going to try to apply Dr. Nicole's advice, which is to let Fonzo write the narrative, not be so controlling, and just let him do what he wants to do and hope that he does what he's supposed to do for the relationship, right? So Fonzo dates this week. Her name is Tanisha. When I first saw her, I was like, oh, cute girl, look really young. When she said her age, I was flabbergasted because she doesn't look 33 at all. Excuse me. Very cute young girl, dressed cute, really sexy with them short, leather shorts on. So straight away when she sees her, I can see she felt insecure, but she tried to keep her composure this time, not to act too crazy, too ratchet. But she had that that sarcastic laugh, that smile that don't mean no good. So straight away I could see the contradiction with herself when she says she wants to give him full control, but at the same time, the minute Tanisha sat down, she established a few rules behind Fonzo's back because he was upstairs getting ready, right? So she tells her, sorry, no touching, no kissing, none of that, which is like, which part of letting him taking control you did not understand? Just strange. But Tanisha took it pretty well. I'm pretty sure she was thinking, like, you know what? I'm just gonna listen to her. The minute we step out this door, we're gonna do what we want to do. So yeah. So they're going on a sushi date. You know, one of those dates where you learn how to make sushi. Cute date. That's something I actually haven't done yet. I would really love to do that. It seems really interesting, and I love sushi. So damn. So clearly, Fonzo, that's his type of woman. He says he like women who look natural, and I'm like, get out of here. How can you like women who look natural and then you fancy all these girls that you go on a date with and then look at your girlfriend Shay? Ain't much natural about Shay. But anyway, no shade to Shay. She's a very beautiful girl, very pretty. Like she knows what works for her, but nothing natural about her. And then he had to catch himself back and said, though that's what he like, but he can also appreciate a woman who is not and who does take care of herself. So the fact that I also like about this episode is like it took ownership, it kind of took responsibility about the mess that it created between Shay and his family. So it took responsibility admitting that he should have really set the boundaries early when it comes to his relationship between Shay and also his relationship between the mother of his child or his children, because it feels like there's one in particular. So I'll say the mother of his child, because it feels like that would have made things easier. It probably wouldn't have resulted in a mess that is resulting now with Shay, like the problem that it's creating. So I was like, yeah, kudos. Kudos to you, Fonzo, for admitting that, because that's exactly the root of the problem. You know, when you step in a relationship and if you use something to a certain thing, if that thing is on the menu every single day, Monday to Friday, it's very hard all of a sudden, after 3, 4, 5 years, to kind of want it off the menu. Most of the time, it's men who act like this, but as women, we are also human creatures. So we also get used to habits. So once that on the menu, we want this on the menu all day, every day. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, he set this thing up from the very beginning. So it's kind of hard to change it now, which is the problem right now. So she kind of agreed. I think she was very flirty with him. She was really pursuing him. She tried to like help him break the rule, but he was like, no, I'm sticking to the rules today. She was very forward. She even asked him um if they were going to go on a second date. She wants to see him again, but he said feedy feedy. Okay, so we find out next week they're gonna see each other again, which I think they will. So to be continued. So Shay goes on a date with Shadid. From the jump, when I saw Shadid, I was like, that's not her type. They're just gonna have a good chat, but that will be about it. And I was absolutely right, because Shadid, he's a DJ. Of course, he lives in Atlanta. He moved there, but I could tell straight away that's not a type. And Shadid has a child. I think he mentioned a 1 year old. And so they were talking about the dynamics of the relationship between him and the mother of his child. So it was explaining it very clearly, which what most men should do. Like the minute a man is taking you seriously in a relationship and he's starting to feel you, he will introduce you to the mother of his child and his family so that the boundaries are set from the very beginning, so that you're respected, you're valued, and you're honored in your relationship. But the fact that a man doesn't do that, it just shows that he's playing games. which is exactly what Fonzo didn't do. So when he talked about it like that in this way, it kind of revealed to Shay, it kind of like brought the real of a relationship to her face. I thought she was about to cry because she realized that, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm going through. I don't know if he intended to do that or if the show asked him to do that, right? So we move on from Shay and Alfonso, our glamorous couple, like I like to call them. And then we go on to our athletic couple, Charlena and Otis, to see what they got going on this week. So, like I mentioned before, the assignment for this week was the list. So she gives him things that he wants her to do for her more, and vice versa. So we start off with Charlena. She goes on like this. She wants quality time, positive vibes, and also words of encouragement, which are three good points to make that you need in a relationship, because if you don't have even one of those things, it's very hard to stay with that man, right? So a quality time, she makes it very specific. She means by, because we all know Otis is very thick, his head is a brick. So she explains that it's about, for example, not using the phone when they're together, not being on social media like Instagram, Facebook, and so on, like just concentrate on each other, giving each other full attention, right? Positive vibes, you know what that means. And then words of encouragement, like just complimenting her often, like supporting her in the decision that she makes instead of putting her down all the time. We know she had the issue with the scolding and they have communication issue. Like the way he talks to her is quite condescending, right? You would think that Otis, with at the episode we at and all the advice is received and all the talks is been through, whether it's groups or one-on-one or dates, that he will not only listen but also acknowledge and then give his point, right? But no, he doesn't listen. He talks over her. He doesn't, like, this is just terrible. And then he goes straight away into defensive mode saying that, yeah, but I do all these things for you, that I don't know what you're talking about. I compliment you all the time. I support you all the time. You the one who doesn't give us quality time, because when we go to bed at night and you always on an Instagram account. I'm like, oh, this really, like, these are the things that she wants you to do for her. Just acknowledge, agree, and then give her the things that you want her to do for you. Like, that's how it's supposed to work. But you see, we don't even go through his list. He don't give us a list because the whole thing just go pear-shaped once again, and it ends up in an argument. But at least they seem to agree that they need quality time, which is like they need to get off maybe the social media, the phones, and just concentrate on each other, which is something that will be developed further on into the group session. Then we move on to our last couple of this week, which is the opposite attracts couple, like I like to call them, Shorty and Kenneth. Right. So Shorty goes again on a date, third date this time with Davy. Right. They're definitely feeling each other. The vibes is growing. And this time they go salsa dancing because I guess he wants to be more touchy feely, like create that physical contact because they already have the emotional contact, right? So they enjoy each other. She loves it. It's not something that she really do. She says she can't dance, but I think she did okay. I mean, salsa is pretty easy to learn. 1 2 1 2, step to the left, step to the right, and that's it. I quite enjoy salsa. I did salsa recently when I went on my holes in Abidjan, which was very interesting. I did that with one of my siblings and an instructor. It was the bomb.com. So yeah, I recommend. And it's one of them things you don't have to do it with your lover. You can also do it with like friends, family. But if you want to make it more intense, you can step it up to that level. So enough about salsa. So yeah, after they sit down and then they talk about, he asks her, where do we go from here? Because that's like the third date. He wants to know because they're having that serious conversation again. At this point, she says she doesn't know because she's on the fence. I can see she's leaning more towards Davy, but at the same time, her past and the years that she spent with Kenneth are holding her back. I feel like she needs a push to just leave Kenneth and move on. But I really don't want her to leave him just because of Davy. I really want her to have like the Charlene approach and leave him for her. Not because you just see a new dude that is exciting. Because let's not get it twisted. Every single relationship at the beginning, it's exciting, it's interesting, it's fun. And then once you settle into that routine, it's very hard to kind of like get things going again the way you want to. So she's gotta be careful with the decision that she's making. Do I think she needs to leave Kenneth? Yes, it's not the man for her. But do I think she needs to get with Tavi straight away? No. Girl, be by yourself a little bit and then find your man. Okay? So then we see Kenneth. He has a one-on-one session with Dr. Nicole. So I was looking at Kenneth this time and I was like, he's really cute. He's a really, really cute guy. Like his face, it's just oof. It's like a chocolate fondant. I could eat his face up. With the lips, like he kept licking his lips. I never seen a guy who licks his lips this much. I mean, this nigga be licking his lips like every second. I never seen it. Like he just lick and lick and lick. He licks it more than LL Cool J, which I thought LL Cool J was the master of licking. But Kenneth like beats him to the point. Like he just beats him point blank. Period. It was really cute this episode. I don't know what it was. What do you think it was, y'all? Was it the haircut? Or was it the lips that were a bit pinker than usual? But as cute as he is, I can't take his crazy. I mean, so anyway, enough of that. So the one-on-one session with Dr. Nicole, he explains how he feels hurt every time they argue by the fact that Shorty always goes below the belt. Like she doesn't fight fair. Like some of the things she be telling him are hurtful and crazy. So and she fights dirty when they argue and he cannot deal with it. Dr. Nicole raises the point that that's the advice that she gave him. She said to him that not only does he partake in that because he helps to create that situation, she cannot do it on her own, but also instead of running away from it, he needs to confront it and he needs to address it so that he can keep on progressing. I was like, that's a good angle of seeing this conflict because most of the time when she starts, it just rolls over like a doormat, doesn't really say anything, just let her go on a rant, and he just tries to calm her, cuddle her. He tries to brush the issue under the carpet, and then she keeps on and on and on. She keeps going on and on and on, and then she finally calms down, and then the back is like a vicious cycle. So I agree. I think he needs to address it. And I think at this point, his pride as a man is also hurt because of the things that she says when it comes to his financial stability and also the kind of woman that he likes. And at this point, I think she's all that. Don't get me wrong. I think Shorty is a cute girl, but I don't think she's all that. I don't think she's a bad bitch. I don't think she's a HBIDC. So, yeah, Kenneth, get your pride on, boy. Stick up for yourself. Stick up for yourself. And we see that's in next time in a group session, right? So after they go to the group session, we start off with Otis and Charlena. So of course, it's more disagreement. Otis is still being petty as usual. He's very petty. He's just as petty as 50 Cent. I don't know who's worse, him or 50 Cent. I don't even know if it's pettiness or ignorance. Does he realize that he's actually this petty? I can't deal with Otis. I just can't. So they're still arguing about the same issue. So when we move on to Fonzo and his date, Shay was just not she couldn't understand. She couldn't fathom the fact that she has to kind of like let him write his own. Let him write his own, make his own decision, not being so controlling. And at some point she was even arguing with Dr. Nicole because she doesn't want to let him manage himself. If you don't let him manage himself, how do you know he has the same intention as you? How do you know what he wants in a relationship is similar to your wants and needs? You have to let him write his own destiny, makes his own choice, right? I think it took a little bit of back and forth between her and Dr. Nicole, and finally she got it. I think she wanted some credit for trying this week, like a pat on the back. I like the part when she went, Dr. Nicole, you said it was going to be baby steps, and I did baby steps. Dr. Nicole was like, hell no, bitch. Well, she didn't say bitch, but she said no. I didn't say baby step. I said steps. See the difference? There you go. So Shay finally receives it, and we move on to her date. She explains how Shadid made her really realize that the situation that we're really talking about with the mother of his child, that's the exact situation that she's in with Fonzo. So, kind of, that's what it is. They still haven't sorted it out yet. And I'm like, how long are you going to drag this out? Because at this point, the only way they should be able to solve it is for Shay really to meet his mother, to meet the mother of his child. That doesn't take long to do, and that should have even been done a while ago. But I'm not sure why they haven't quite managed to do it yet. But hopefully they will get down to it soon because the season for this episode is almost over. I mean, we are currently on episode blah, 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 episode 9. So I'm not sure how many we got left for this season. Probably 2 or 3 more. I thought the season ended at 10, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So then the last couple, which is Shorty and Ken, I like to call them my opposite attract couple. So they're going about the same issue that I have: the clashing, the fighting dirty, the low blows, the continuing unnecessary argument. This time Ken looks really mad. He looks like he was ready to take on for himself. And I was like, yes, Ken, you go on. He was mad and he expressed that he felt hurt once again. The way that Shorty keeps appreciating Tavy and the way that she keeps talking about him, you could clearly see on his face. He's not very good at hiding his emotions, so you can kind of see it. So he was standing for himself this time, which I really like. They were arguing about the bills. Who pays more of what? Who does more of what? He said he does just as much as she does. She said she does more than he does. Once again, she was putting him down about his finances and his financial stability, and he was just not having it. So there's a lot of low blows, dirty fighting going on. And in the end, I think he was fed up and he says, well, he wants to go. He said he has enough. He's over with. He wants to go. And I was like, yes, Ken's ego has finally risen up. So, Turtle Fam, what do you think about the episode for this week, beautiful people? Let me know what was your favorite part. My favorite part was definitely Kenneth at the end, standing up for himself and letting his ego for this time rise up all the way. So, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also hit that bell button so you know what's up next time. If you be rocking with me from the beginning, I thank you. I much appreciate it. This is your channel. You're helping me building it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button because to you it's nothing, but I appreciate the time that you spend with me every week. To me, it means the world. Hit subscribe, it's free. Okay? See you next time, Turtle Fam. Bye.